Okay, good morning, all. We want to welcome everyone to this week 8, day 1 UDUTH research and methodology workshop. This morning, we still have no other person but our usual lecturer, mentor, and teacher in person of Dr. Malami Aliu, who is going to be hopefully giving us a roundup of the series of lectures that started about 8 to 10 weeks back. This morning, he's going to present on the descriptive and inferential statistic, creation of tables and charts, and how to also defend a proposal or dissertation. So it is my single honor to welcome Dr. Malami Muhammad Bello to give us these lectures this morning. Good morning, sir. Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. Hopefully, probably he's having a network challenge from his end. Maybe we'll try and reach out to him now.
Hello, Dr. Mustafa. Let's start.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Dr. Alpha.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Yes,
This
good
is
morning.
Dr. Alpha, sir. Yeah, I'm going to be coordinating the presentation this morning.
Okay.
You are welcome, sir.
Yeah.
I also want to welcome the attendants. This morning, we're going to be having a discussion on the descriptive and inferential statistics, creating tables and charts, and how to defend a proposal or the citation. And we want to welcome you, sir, as you give us a roundup of the 8 weeks long the research and methodology class workshop organized by the Association of Resident Doctors of UDUTH. Hopefully, if time permits, we're going to be rounding up the 8 weeks long course, which started about 8 to 10 weeks back. So you are welcome, and we hope it's going to be a nice session, and we encourage everyone to sit up and listen to the lectures. Good morning, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Alpha. You are all welcome. I think probably this will be our last session for this this year's program, research program. Today we are going to discuss on different things, but this our area today is so large, but I'm going to see what I can do to make it comprehensive and short, so that it will not take much of our time. So today's discussion is data analysis, generally, then data presentation, and then how to defend a dissertation. So let me share my screen first. Yes. No, I think that this is SPSS. So I hope we are all seeing the SPSS background.
It's still coming up, sir. It's coming up.
Okay.
Okay, it's visible now, sir.
Okay. So, you know, data statistics is mostly done using some softwares, but usually the commonest one is SPSS, but there are many other softwares that can be used for data analysis. But most of our work, SPSS can be, it will be enough for most of our researchers. That is why I'm going to use SPSS for this lecture. So before we come to data analysis, the first thing, after you have completed everything you have done, you have completed your proposal, you are given go ahead for data collection. So now the first thing for data is data collection. How do you collect data? And I think we have discussed everything about questionnaire formation, how to design questionnaire and whatever. So now you have designed your questionnaire, you have entered the field and taken your data. So after data collection can be done in either of the two ways. Number one, you can use hard data collection. You can also use soft copy or soft data collection. And if you are using a hard copy in your data collection, then data entry into this SPSS must be done first. But if you are using ODK or web form, then the only thing that you need is to transfer your data from your server into the SPSS software. So now, let's say we are going to look at two of the method of data collection or data entry into the SPSS. the hard copy one, and then the soft copy. If you have collected your data using a hard copy, how do you enter this data into the SPSS software? That is what we will briefly discuss now. Then we now go ahead with the soft copy and then into the data analysis proper. So I'm going to share. Okay, let me. I want us to see. I want to have an empty SPSS background so that we discuss on how to make an SPSS template for data entry. So let me share again another. I'm going to share another SPSS background. This is an empty SPSS background. I hope we are seeing it.
Clear, sir.
Okay. So once you click into your SPSS software, this is what you see, an empty software background, SPSS background. So in this background, if you are seeing my cursor, at the left down, you see data view and variable view. You are going to use these two views in order to make your template and also to enter your data into the SPSS. So now you see data view and variable view. So now the first thing that you do, you have to create a template from the SPSS software. This template is the one that you are going to use to enter your data. So how do you create a template? Just click into the variable view. Go to the variable view. Once you click on the variable view, you will see this template like this. So it has different columns. Column number 1 is name, then type, width, decimals, label, values, missing, columns, align, major, and roll. So these are the different columns that you will see in the variable view. So when you open this variable view, the next thing that you do, you go to your questionnaire now. Open your questionnaire because you are going to insert everything from your questionnaire into this variable view before you even start taking the data. So name here is the question. Is the question name. Question number 1, what is the name? Is it the age? Maybe question number 1, age. Question number 2, sex. Question number 3, gender. So that is, this name is the name of the question. So let's start with name number 1. So number 1, we can say, we can write question 1. In writing name, there will be no space in between words. If you are writing a question name, if whatever the length of the question, you should not give any space in between the words. So you have to either match everything, all the words together. So you summarize the name. If the question is so long, you have to summarize it the way you understand. This is question. This is so question. Because there is no any space in between. It has to be in a straight sentence. Then, but you can use a mark like that is underscore. You can use underscore to separate your words. Either you use underscore or you merge all the words together. So you can differentiate. You can differentiate the words by using capital. By using capital on the first or on the first letter of every word. So you can use capital letter on the first letter of every word to separate the words. Or you can also use underscore after every word, but you cannot separate them by space. So question 1, let's say question 1 is age. So you can write question 1, Q1 age. Then you don't need to write anything on the, so type, when you come to type, so if you are on type is usually most of the question, I advise you to put numeric, because any question that need response should be numeric, but except the one that only ask someone to write something. For example, others, if you say others, that others is not a numeric, but you know others cannot be a question of itself or of its own. So I think most of the question you use numeric. Just select numeric, and it's usually by default is on numeric. So leave it on numeric. You don't need to change the widths, the decimals, the label. You can write the label now. In the label is to describe the name of the question in detail now. Because in the name, I told you that you have to summarize the name of that question. If the question is age of the respondent, so you can just write question 1, age. So in label, you now describe that question. So in label, you can have a space in between words. That is, you can write now label age of the respondent. So you see, you have written everything about number 1, question 1. Values. In values, any question that has categories, that is when you use values. But if the question doesn't have categories, you don't need values, so you skip it. So now our age, because age is only written in number, either you are 30 years, either you are 25 years, either you are 20, whatever you see is not categorized into different categories. So because of that, we are not going to use values. So now, the next thing that we are going to use is major. If your question is in number, the question you are writing is in number, like age, like weight, like height, like PCV value, like albumin value, whatever value. If you are writing, that question is taken in number. The data of that question is taken in number. So the only thing that you need to write in this variable view is to write the name, the label, and then the major. These are the only 3 things that you will change from the, all other things will be filled in by default. So you are going to write the name of that question, then the label. Even the label is not even necessary. You can even skip the label, because whether you have written the label or not, you can still analyze your data correctly. So the only things that are necessary is name and major. So in major, you are going to see different major, like 3 majors, three types of major. You have scale, you have ordinal, you have nominal. So scale, you are going to select scale for any variable that is taken in number. That is any quantitative variable, like age, like weight, like height, like PCV value, like BP value, albumin value, magnesium value, whatever variable you are taking in number, you are going to select scale. Scale, you see the sign of this scale like a ruler. So that is what you select for a quantitative variable. So here, because our age is in number, we are going to select scale. So we select scale. So when you select you have major, you are through with that question. You now go to question 2. So you now come to name again. You write question 2. question 2, let's say sex. So you still leave it by default, you go to label. You see, by default, the type will be filled in, the widths, the decimals, the label, everything will be filled in by default. So you leave all of them like that. The only thing that you will change, as I told you, is name, label, and major. These are the only 3 things that you are going to write. But for the categorical variable, you are going to use values, these values. You are going to use it for categorical variable. So we'll see it now for this question. So sex, you see sex is a categorical variable. It's not taken in number, rather it's taken in category, whether you are male or female. So because of that, this is a categorical variable. It's not a continuous variable that is taken in number. So you can now write the label here. You may write the label and you may leave it, whatever you choose. If you are in Holy, you may leave the variable unaltered. You can just go to values. So when you go to values, you click on it. This is what you will see. A pop-up box will pop up and you will see value labels. These value labels, it has value and labels. So here, the value and labels is where you will categorize. You will define your categories. You define what is male. How are you going to categorize your male? How are you going to categorize your female? So here, let's say male is 1, female is 2. So if you are going to take male as 1, female as 2, then value 1, you can write on the value, you can write 1. When you write value as 1, then label, you write male. It means number 1 is male. When you write it like this, then you click on add. So it will add it to your categories. It means your category 1 is male. Then continue value number 2. Value number 2 is what? Is female. You write female. When you write it, then you add. You see, you have defined your categories. You have defined male to be number 1 and female to be number 2. So when you have finished your definition, but you must have your jota by the side so that you must know the value you have given to each and every category. Because in the data entry, you are going to be using these values that you have identified for each and every category in the data entry. So for example, in male, if you are entering data for male, you just need to write 1, to write 1. So your computer will now save it as male. It will recognize it as male because you have given 1 to be male. If you are putting data for female, you just need to write 2. So it means 2 is female. So that is why you must know all the categories. You must have your data or your categories written on your jota, so that in case you have forgotten what the label you have given to a certain category, you can quickly go to your jota and find out. So when you are finished with writing all the categories for that question, then you click on OK. So once you click OK, then you go to major. The major now for this is nominal. You know, nominal is when the variable is categorical and it is not in order. It's not in order like educational background is in order. It starts from primary, then secondary, then tertiary. It follows that order. Disease severity is in order. It starts from mild, moderate, before it reaches to severe stage. So that one is order. So in that case, you are going to select ordinal. If it's any categorical variable that is in order, you select ordinal. But categorical variable that is not in order, you select nominal. So because this sex is not in order, we are going to select nominal. Then we now go to the next question, question 3. You say question 3, let's say question 3 is educational status. So you write educational status. So as I have said earlier, there will be no space in between words. So you see, I have written educational status. I merge all the words together, but I used capital S to separate status from educational. So in each word, for each word, the beginning letter of each word is capital. That is how I use. So educational, you see educational status. I have separate status. I use capital S, I use capital E, but I didn't use any space in between the two. So for name, there is no space between any words. So the next thing that I will, after writing the name, the next thing I will go to is label. I can write label and I can leave it. So here I will not write the label. I will just go to values, because this educational status is also a categorical variable, is categorized into different categories. So we are going to also use labels, values, I mean. But if it is not in category, we will not use values. Like age, you see on the age, we have not used values because it is not in category. But here, sex in categories, we have used values where we categorize male and female. Then educational status is also in categories, so we are going to use values. So when you click on this value, you will see this box where you will define the value and label. So here, let's say value 1. Value 1, we say primary. Then we add. Then value 2, secondary. You add. Then value 3, tertiary. Then you add. You see, once you finish, if you have any other value, variable, let's say value 4, no formal education. No formal education. Then you add. So when you add, you now select OK. So it will add this value. The next thing you will change is major. Then you go to major, because this one is ordinal, is in order, like that is primary, secondary, and tertiary. That is, it is in order. So we are going to select ordinal major. So you see, your major can be ordinal, can be scale, and can be nominal. As we have taken example from each of the major possible. So once you finish, you are going to follow all the questions from question 1 up to, if your questionnaire is question 30, you are going to write all the questions from number 1 to number 30. So when you finish writing your question in the variable view, then the next thing is to start entering the data from these questions that you have created. So this one, once you finish the questions, it means you have created your SPSS template. So you have created your template. The next thing is to enter the data into the template. So now, when you want to start entering data, you go to data view. So let's go to data view. This one is just an example. I have given you 3 examples, I think, and I hope that you can add all your questions directly using this method, because whatever question you will write is like this. So it's either in nominal or in ordinal or in scale. These are the 3 measures that you are going to use. So all their questions will fall in between these 3 measures. That is why I have given example for this 3, so that the rest of the question, you can fill it yourself. Then, when you finish entering the questions in your template, then you go to data view now. So once you go to data view, you will see all the questions you have created. At the top, you see your age, your sex, and then educational status at the top of every column. So now how are you going to start entry? Just pick questionnaire number 1. This numbering on the left side is questionnaire number. You can also add questionnaire number from your variable view, so that you can write this is questionnaire number, so this is questionnaire number. So I think let's add it. Let's go back and add questionnaire number to be number 1 before age. So I will create a new variable from there. I will create a new variable, which is questionnaire number. So I will highlight and insert variable. So I will insert this new variable that I have created. I will call it questionnaire number. Questionnaire number. So you see questionnaire number is in number, so you don't need to change anything apart from major. Just come to major and select scale. That's all. So any question that's only taken in number, just write the name and then select the major, the correct major for it, which is a scale. So I have now inserted a new question called questionnaire number. So now I will go back to my data view. So when you come back to your data view, this is what you will see. You see question 1 is, you see questionnaire number is number 1. Then question 1, which is your age. Then question 2, sex. Question 3, educational status. So how are you going to start writing? Once you pick your questionnaire number 1, any number, you can pick any number at random. Maybe the first questionnaire you are going to enter is questionnaire number 60. So then write the questionnaire number, which is 60 here. So you have written 60. Then you go to the next column, which is age. Then you look at the questionnaire. What is the age of that person for that questionnaire? Let's say his age is 37. Then write 37. Then go to the next question. The next question says sex. So what is the sex of that person? If that person is a male, what you are going to write, just write 1, because we have categorized male as number 1. So just write 1. So I have written 1. So as you write 1, it will automatically write male for that. Then go to educational status. Educational status, let's say the person for that questionnaire is tertiary, has tertiary education. So we have categorized tertiary education as number what? Number 3. So just write 3. So as you write 3, it automatically writes tertiary for you. So that is how you go about to fill everything from questionnaire number 1 up to the last questionnaire. So let's say the next questionnaire is now you have finished with this questionnaire, you keep it aside. Then you have taken another questionnaire. This questionnaire you have taken, you now look at the questionnaire number. Let's say the questionnaire number is number 8. Then you write 8. Then what is the age of that person? Let's say is 25. Then write 25. Then go to sex. What is the sex of that person? Maybe it's a female. So female, we have categorized female as number what? Number 2. So just write 2. That's all. Then go to educational status. So the educational status of that person, let's say, is primary. So primary, we have categorized it as what? As number 1. So just write 1. That's all. So that is how you enter all your data into the SPSS. So this is the first part of this lecture, to create a template and then to enter your data. So we have now created our template and we have entered our data into the SPSS directly now. For those that have collected their data using a a hard copy questionnaire. Now, for those that have collected their data using a soft copy or using an ODK or a web form, the only thing that they need to do is to enter into their server. When they get into their server, they now download the questionnaire in form of SAV. SAV. It means it is, once you download it in form of SAV, it will go directly to SPSS without going to anything. So you just download it, you download it is in form of SAV. So that is the questionnaire, that is the SPSS file in the server, SAV. That's how you download it, and you now look at it in there. Once you open it, it will open in SPSS. So now the next thing, since our data now is already in SPSS, we have entered all our data. If it is a hard copy, if it's soft copy, we have now download our data in form of SPSS, and we have opened it. So the next thing is data analysis. How are we going to start data analysis? So for you to start, let me now go back to the initial SPSS data that I have shared earlier, so that we will see the we now see how to analyze the data. Okay, I will share. Yes. I hope we are seeing the SPSS data now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's say this is our data. We have entered, oh, you see there is no light and my computer is telling me that is the charging is gone. So it can stop anytime now. I don't know what to do. There is no charge in my computer. That's the issue. And it's slow, it can stop anytime. So let's see what we can do. If the charging goes off, if the computer goes off, I think we are going to continue the lecture tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine, sir.
Okay. So this is our data now. So let's say we have entered everything. The first thing, once your data is in the SPSS software, you are going to have, before you commence the analysis, you are going to do some data cleaning and data transformation first. What is data cleaning? Data cleaning is the first thing that you do when you finish entry. Before it is ready for analysis, you have to clean it. So for data cleaning, you have to go variable by variable and look into these variables so that you make sure that everything that is there is correct, especially the variables that are taken in number, like age, like weight, like height, like all other variables that you have taken in number. They are the most important thing that you need to check before you start analysis, because you may have a wrong entry without knowing. You may have a wrong entry. There are many instances that when you come for data cleaning, you see you have written the age of a child. Maybe that child is only 5 years, but you may have written 50 years. You don't know, without knowing. You can write 50 years for the child that is 5 years old. So if you didn't do data cleaning, that 50 years that you have written wrongly will now change everything in your result. It will change, it will bring a very skewed result for you. So that is why you have to go variable by variable to make sure that all the entries are correct. So let's start. Let's say let's start with age. You see, I have highlighted this age, question 1 age. If you want to highlight a question, just click on it. Click on the question at the top. Once you click on it, it will highlight. You see, when I come to this, as I click on it on the top, it will highlight. So question number 1, as I click on this question number 1 age, it will highlight. So once you highlight this question like this, then right click. If you right click, you will see these options. So you select sort ascending. So you will it will sort this age in ascending order for you. It will start from the lowest age to the highest age. So look at your lowest age now. My lowest age is what? The minimum is 18. So if I see 18, sometimes you can say, no, it cannot be 18. Then you now look at it and change. Then when you finish sorting ascending, you can now right-click again and sort descending. When you sort descending, you will see the maximum age you have entered. So here my maximum is what? 58. So I may see from the maximum, sometimes you can see a different number. You may see 580 or 530. So in that case, you know it is a wrong entry. Then you correct it. Since you already have your questionnaire number, you know the questionnaire number here. So this is questionnaire number 4. I'll just go and pick questionnaire number 4 and find out, okay, maybe it's supposed to be 58 and I wrongly wrote 580. So you see, then you correct it. That is how you do. You go variable by variable, variable by variable. You correct everything. When you make sure that all the entries are correct, so then you now go to data transformation. So all these things will be done before data analysis proper. So you start with data entry, then data cleaning, then data transformation now. What is data transformation? Data transformation is when you want to transform your data, all the variables that you have taken, you may need to transform some of them. For example, you have taken age, this age in number, but you want to categorize this age in category again. You want this age in category apart from being it in number. You want it to be in group, like age group from 18 to 24, or 18 to 25, 26 to 35, 36 to 45, 46 to 55. So you want to group this your age now. So you do it in data transformation. So let's do it and see how you do it. So let's say we want to transform this, our data. And you see, we have already known our minimum and maximum. Any variable that you want to create another variable from. For example, you want to create age group from age that you have collected. So you should know the minimum and maximum. So here we know our minimum age is 18 years and our maximum age is 58 years from sorting, the sorting that we have done. We have done sort ascending, we have sorted ascending to find the minimum and sorted descending to find the maximum. So now we know our maximum, we know our minimum. So let's start the transformation now. Let's say we want to create a new age group from this age number that we have taken. So how do you do it? You go to transform. There, just go to transform. Um,
Hello, sir. We can't hear you anymore.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So now go to transform. You see the SPSS above, you have file, edit, view, data, transform, analyze, graph, utilities, expansion, window, and help. So go to transform. When you go to transform, you see compute variable, programmability transformation, count values, record into same variable, record into different variable. So here we are going to select record into different variables. So you select record into different variables. When you select it, you click on it. So this is what you will see. You see all your variables on the left side. They are all the variables that you have in your data, from variable number 1 up to the last variable. So from here, you are going to select the variable that you want to create new variable from. So now we want to create new group from edge. So let's select our edge, see our edge here. So just click on it, it will highlight. Once it highlights, you now select this arrow and take it into this box. It will take it into this box. So you see we have selected our edge, that is question number 1, edge, because this edge is the one that we want to categorize into edge group. So now the new edge grouping that we want to create, we have to now in this output variable, you see on output variable on the right, we see name and label. Here we have to name the name of that variable that we want to create and then the label of that variable. So let's say the name here is age category, age in category. Edge in category, or edge in group, or edge grouping, whatever you want to give it, whatever name you want to give it. And you have to bear it in mind that when you are writing name, wherever in the SPSS you are writing the name, there should be no space in between the words. Everything has to be together. So you see, I'm writing age in category in together without space. So in writing name, there will be no space. But in label, then you now come to label. In label, you now can give a space. So let's say in label, we now still write age in category, but with space now. When you write your name and label, then you click on what? Click on change. So once you click on change, then you see down this box, there is old and new values. Click on old and new values. So once you click on old and new values, this is what you will see. So from here, come to range. You will see values, you see system missing, system or user missing, range. So click on range. So here in this range, you are going to define the ranges that you want your value to your edge grouping to be. Maybe you want it to be 18 to 25, 26 to 35, 36 to 45, like that. So this is where you will define your ranges, all the category for each, all the ranges for each category. This is where you will define it. So let's say our range number 1, since our minimum age is 18. So we start with 18. Let's say 18 to, if we want it to be 18 to 20, then we say 18 to 20. So you see when you write it, you now come to the left, you see new values. New value, you now give it 1. It means it is value number 1 or category number 1, 18 to 20. When you give it value, then you click on add. You see, it will add it to the new categories. You now go back to another range. The next range is 21 to 30. So let's say 21 through 30. So you see 21 through 30, you give it what? Value 2. You now put new value, you put 2. It means it is number 2. Then you add. Then you go to a range, another range. Another range is 31. Sorry. So my system has gone down. Let me see if I can finish this process so that after this one we now postpone the lecture.
Sir, can you send the slides so that we share?
You see, it's not a slide.
Okay. Yeah, I mean okay.
Yeah, it's not a slide. It's a practical work. That is the problem. You know, it since yesterday. Yesterday, I started working with it without light since yesterday. So I thought today in the morning there will be light, but up till now, the light is not coming, has not come. So let's bear with it so that tomorrow we'll continue.
Okay, sir.
So let's say our range from 30 now, 31 through 40. Then we give it value number 3. So once you finish all the values, you add. Once you finish writing all the values, the next thing there, write continue, click on continue. When you click on continue, it will bring you back to this, then click on OK. So once you click on OK, you now have your categories. So how do you see it? You now go to the variable view. Minimize and go to variable view. Yeah. So I will now go to variable view and look at the new variable I have created. So when you see, go to variable view. So go to the last variable in the variable view, because the one that you have created will now be listed at the last one, will be the last one. So you see it's the last one is age in category. You see it. So what you will do, just come to this value, click on value, so that you define all your values that you have created when we are doing the recording into different variables. We said our value number 1 was what? 18. You define it 18 to 20. You now add. Our value number 2 was what? 21 to 30. Then you add. Our value number 3 was 31 to 40. You add. I think this is where we stop. Then when you finish defining your values, then you click on OK. So once you click on OK, if you want to see,
Okay. I guess his system just went off because I can't find him on the list of the participants anymore. So with that, I think this now brings us to the end of today's session. Or just a minute, let me still go through again to make sure it's not with us. Okay, I can't seem to find him. So with this, this brings us to the end of today's session. It's so unfortunate that we have to end the session prematurely. Okay, I think he's back again. Hello, sir. Maybe we should just exercise more patience. Give him some, at least, let's say a minute and see, because I saw his names just now. Yes, sir. You're welcome, sir.
I thank you very much. I have joined through my phone. So
okay, sir.
I think we can continue with the with this SPSS because it's in my system, and I need to be demonstrating. Unless if you think we just continue like that without demonstrating.
No, sir. I think it's more of a practical class, which everyone actually needs. So I think it's better demonstrated practically.
Okay, yes, it's better like that. So because of that, we have to postpone the lecture till tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. And also, we hope we see you tomorrow at exactly 4:30 p.m. 4:30 p.m. tomorrow for continuation of the lectures, inshallah. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and then the clarity and then the reach of the lectures. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. See you all.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome.